It's here right now. Stage 2 finals, last relegation of the day, and we're going to start it off on Corrupted Keep psygib versus Chance. Right, meow.
Right, meow indeed. Starting over, psygib himself decided to take today's game a little bit more seriously, not dressed for the occasion as one would expect. So I don't know, maybe that's a good sign.
Serious mode. Yeah, have the tinted glasses. Has to see everything here. Trying to suss out exactly where Chance is here. Slow start. Decent rocket there from Chance. Trying to create some space on this heavy, and on the follow-up, there's the dual wheel as well. psygib in trouble to Peeker. Can he save him? The Mega Might, as the rocket was actually fantastic. What a turnaround from psygib.
Turnaround, dude. Don't know how he got away out of there with the lightning dual wood running at him, but he did, and he's in a place now. Actually got Chance a little bit trapped. He's going to be spam his way out, which he's done successfully. Bought himself some time. So psygib, though, looking pretty. Got the speed of the stroke. Trying to manage that middle ground, but doesn't have a lot of stack to work with, so he's just trying to play a bit of a delaying tactic. Slight mistiming on the Mega does mean he now misses out on the heavy as well. So good chance for psygib to go on the aggression, use that speed as he comes flying through a doorway. Chance is more than ready to set up. There's a lot of damage in return. Forces psygib to rethink his push.
Chance playing really slow, using that passive after taking a little bit of chip, trying to max the stack that he has, stay away from psygib and build a little something as psygib almost caught him out. There's the drop down, a little bit of chip damage. Unreturned at first, but psygib does a good job of punishing Chance for that pickup. Dual wield preemptive now. Almost begging psygib to drop onto those dual LGs. A little bit of rockets to psygib backing away there. Good damage again. Chance needs to be careful trying to take this fight. psygib comes out the winner, and the Peeker around the corner almost.
Yeah, psygib at the moment is getting the better of his exchanges. Chance is holding his own, but at the same time, he's taking these engagements in positions where he can't back onto an item. So psygib's not only sweeping up the major items, but the lights as well. So you can see, it just feels that the momentum and pressure is mounting so heavily onto Chance. He does pick up the heavy, but once again, it's almost fully redundant. The nice rocket comes out from psygib. But you can see, once again, this is the difference here. Chance is the one that's playing very strategical on the defense. psygib is doing what he does best, rotating the map, picking up the items. But it does feel like a matter of time, 40, until this pressure becomes too much for Chance to bear.
Yeah, he has to play the perfect defense, and you can already kind of see psygib whittling that defense away. Decent damage actually from that nail gun. Chance giving it a little bit of a delay, knowing that the Mega's already delayed as well. That is a good opportunity for Chip here. psygib just pushing in. There's the dual wield a little bit late.
Yeah, but as much as it was late, big rocket! Oh, I was just about to compliment Chance with all the nice work he'd done from the long and mid range, but the big rocket just takes it out. Well, they trade.
Ooh, the spawn is actually interesting here. We're going to have another brawl, Dan. There it is to the machine gun from the gauntlet. Will he get the frag? The shotgun reigns supreme. Chance putting himself back on the board again to tie it at 2.
That was a cacophony of errors for both players, but back in the game, psygib has control of the weaponry. So, as much as he does lose out on that frag, positionally, he's in a good place.
Oh, Chance getting caught off guard. Needs to be careful. psygib extremely weak, but he goes for the kill. A little bit of Stroyan for his efforts too. 25s to work with as well. 1 frag lead, but Chance right off the spawn dips in and takes that Mega. psygib has to book it to the heavy. That rocket, the dodges, nice to Peeker. Actually pushes Chance down to the low ground. Now has to be careful. Well-placed rocket from psygib into the LG. He's gonna finish that off, Dan.
That was so nice. That was so nice. And that was really clean as well. Sets him up perfectly. He doesn't need to overextend here. Chance has already got a good spawn with the rocket, but as I say that, an opening with a full 100 rocket. Bounces his chance into the air. He comes flying through the door once again. This isn't the play. You can give away another free frag. This is the challenge on Corrupted Keep, is that you want to keep the pressure on, but one of these pushes fails, it does begin to snowball, and that's exactly what we're seeing.
Chance does get in on the rockets off the spawn, so he can kind of defend himself here, but he needs to be careful. Just have the stack advantage, good machine gun here to make sure that psygib pays the price if he stays around too long to try and get this Mega. This is Chance's ability to get in. This is the opportunity here. 37 HP. psygib still finally backing away pressing his luck, in my opinion there. 6-2 does have the frag lead, but he needs to be careful, because as you said, the snowball ability on this map is very, very high.
But he's managing the tempo nicely. He's got a good stack here. The jewel comes out, the shotgun blast to the face of Big. Peekit actually does quite a lot of damage, all things considered as well. So psygib's done a decent enough job, and he'll know how much damage he's done. That's why you see him going aggressive again, sliding through the doorway. Good plus back by Chance. There's long enough time before the Mega for him to make this pressure count and even get a frag, but psygib is dodging and weaving, even gets it. He's broken Chance's ankles, who now needs to make it levels heavy. But the speed of the stroke once again is there as psygib takes both major items away from Chance. That is brutal.
Plays from psygib there, breaking ankles as you said, but the machine gun breaking psygib's back. Chance still worse for wear. psygib trying to maintain the stack advantage, making sure he gets punished going up the jump pad. The peeker, so much mileage off of it. Can he land the last bit of damage? Wow, down to 9 HP, but psygib finally finishes the job. Opts goes straight for the Mega. Good choice as Chance spawned right in the red room and applied pressure. But now full map control down.
Yeah, and that was all off the back of coming off that spawn, and Chance just not able to finish off his opponent down on the Mega. Swept up the whole map in return, and it's continued that dominance now. And once again, as we saw in the first series of the day, time is slipping away from Chance, and the scoreline is not getting any closer. psygib is being so efficient now with his damage.
Chance down to 50 HP. Big peeker play from psygib. Would have turned the corner, that would have been a catch in the red room, but opts to take again full map control. That stack is gigantic. Now he can take the fight in the boneyard. Should be able to plant Chance down or decent damage, but I mean, it's all gone, Dan. It's all gone. 5 frags down, close to 7 minutes in. This is looking firmly in psygib's grasp.
Yeah, it is looking slim for Chance. Chance's chance at this point in the game as he's just struggled to have any item control whatsoever. I mean, previous weeks of the QPL, we've said consistently about psygib, if he gets into this rhythm of taking the item, it becomes this very big monolith, very difficult to shift. He's so good at doing the basics consistently when he's on his game, which he is now. Too many weaknesses we've seen this season when he would let slip, but in this game so far, very few errors whatsoever.
Oh, Chance, you didn't want that. I mean, you have to take risks at that point, but just tempting psygib with that shaft. 12-3, psygib floats him easily. Trying to put pressure on this heavy. Again, time is going down. Okay, the trade comes out, so heavy's still up if he can make time for it. But at this point, I mean, you just have to take these risks, and they're going to usually end up like that, Dan.
Yeah, and I mean, what was a close game is now very much the opposite. 14-4. Safe to say this game is over. And
confirmed, no time. As the trade comes out again and the Mega is left standing alone. Cheese stands alone, Dan. And this one is stinky. 15-5 for Chance. But as you said, closer. It's kind of snowballed near the end of it here, but
yeah, this is a map that is almost impossible to play without items. I think if we put Chance on a bigger map, a bigger stage, this strategy, whether it's actively chosen or not, or playing quite defensive, is a lot easier to pull off. But on this map, you have to play the items better, and unfortunately, psygib's lockdown on the map was way too strong. They tripled the items over.
This rocket's chunky from psygib here. He melts it down, should be able to get the last tickle, and he does. Going into exile, you think that's big enough for Chance, or should we wait until we see maybe Molten at the very end? I mean, he's got to win something before that, Dan. So Exile's gonna have to work for him.
Exile's definitely easy. Any map with a rail, you can play a lot more defensive and get away with it. Exile it's quite hard to lock down both major items.
Okay.
So that will definitely give Chance a bit more of an in. Might even hit the 20 mark at this rate.
Bit more of a chance, even. Yeah, I'm sure we're going to see the 20 here. As a mere formality, the last 40 seconds of this one, psygib with a great start. It's going to boost his confidence a lot. Chance on the other end of it is going to need to figure out exactly where it all went wrong. And I think what you said, items, items, items.
Theme of the day for us, 40.
Yeah, what is it? What is it about items that are so important? What does it all mean, Dan? There's the dual wheel, there's the jump in.
That one is like a silver level for you, but at this level you need items.
You're too kind. I wish I could see silver. 20-8 as we have broken the 20 mark. Well, we can't take credit. psygib has broken the 20 mark here. as it ticks down. And yeah, rough first map for Chance. But he still has more of a chance as we're going to go into exile shortly. Fantastic start from psygib. He's all smiles. Look at that. He loves it.
Well, as you said, I mean, maybe you're no North American correspondent over here. As you said, Chances have been seen to be slightly tiltward. I don't know what the right terminology is. Have a tilt tendency.
I believe the scientific term is tilt off the face of the earth. He has been known to do that. I didn't see it so much here, although he did get hyper aggressive off some of the spawns a little bit earlier than I'd like to see. And that kind of led to the snowbally, you know, psygib stacking bodies. But again, new map, has to mentally reset and just take it map by map. So hopefully we'll see a cool, calm, collective Chance going into exile. Again, as you said, new map, bigger. Rail is in play here, so more chances to be defensive, set up rail angles, and pick your battles a little bit more. But the flip side of that coin is, you know, you set up for a rail, you miss, and psygib might be all up in your face. It's going to be Ranger versus, who do we got? My notes are terrible. Excuse me. Doom versus Ranger. So that one should be a little bit interesting. I don't know if we're going to see a lot of berserks, but if we see the fists flying, you probably know it's a bad time for Chance Dan.
Psygib got a waterbed. What a baller!
I don't know.
I don't know. Just spotted it. Doom versus Ranger is a decent. I mean, it's a common matchup. We're beating two medium champions, so no difference on the stack. Both got a lot of utility. We often see this matchup, obviously, on Awoken, where Ranger is one of the few you would often look at countering Doom, just because he can match the tempo. He has very similar utility with the when you're using the rocket jump passive, you're using the orb. You can actually outmaneuver Doom. So if you play it to the highest potential, I would rather have Ranger in this situation, but Doom is just so incredibly strong with the double jump passive anyway. Again, still very useful on Awoken. So again, it's a fair trade in terms of champions. Either way, whoever plays better will generally win as well, obviously.
Completely agree. Will psygib keep the momentum going again? Interested to see how much the rail comes into play on this one, as you mentioned, and see if Chance kind of needs that to open up his defensive game and be able to do chip damage and pick his battles, or if psygib is just going to hit everything. Because when psygib gets in that psygod mode, it is just incredibly difficult to do anything. And as you said, as we see, he's just been on top of the items as well, so that assists him in playing that hyper-aggressive game, having the stack to his advantage. It's just going to be a bad time. But again, it's all about the mental game, Dan, as you said before. That's why I am still Tree Bark 3. You have to be able to reset between maps and go into it with a fresh, clear mind and outlook. And Exile is going to be exactly that for Chance. Another opportunity. Needs to put this one up on the board to even it up and not feel the pressure. Going down 0-2 early could be a death sentence for Chance.
Yeah, I agree. I think Exile offers you a new chance to play a bit slower, play more defensive, feel what your opponent's going to, what style they want to employ. I think the safer option on these types of games now is just to really concentrate on one item, get that yours, then play around the rail and see how it goes. Adapt from there.
Absolutely. And one thing to look out for, I mean, I know the scoreboard doesn't have it, but there's going to be psygib score, Chance's score, and sync error score on Exile. So keep an eye out for that, chat. It's going to be fantastic. As we saw earlier, it was a bit of a misstep from CNC, but he came back and he won it, so it was fine. We'll see if Chance has a little bit easier of a time on Exile, but it's a slippery slope. You know, going down 0-2 could be bad. So if you're a Chance fan, make some noise. If you're a psygib fan, keep the energy rolling, as psygib had a great start on Corrupted Keep.
He did. But like I said, at least for the early to mid game, he had very little items to work with, and that was full credit to psygib. But the way he played around that was good. You could see his experience coming through. His positioning on the defense was strong. psygib was finding it very difficult to push into him, and there were numerous times where Chance got much more of an upper hand just by outmaneuvering psygib. It was then when it began to snowball, he semi-lost his head, changed his way, and began to get too aggressive. You also could see he got a little bit sloppy on the item timing as well, was a bit too early to some items, and let psygib sneak away with the map, and then he couldn't get in. So there were definitely signs that he can take maps away from psygib. He just needs to build that out into the 40 minutes.
Let's get into it right now. Exiles live, map number 2 between psygib and Chance. Relegation territory. psygib looking to defend, a Chance looking to break into the lead. Right off the bat, lots of damage, and somehow Chance makes that work, puts himself on the board early.
complete opposite of being slow and cagey.
He's got something else in mind, and so psygib punches the berserk almost. Wow, the switch to nailgun as it ran out, but psygib still capitalizes, and yeah, everyone has a game plan until they get punched in the face.
Big rocket though, that was a crucial rocket just prior to Mega. The counter from psygib, but the rails of the face is also just as good, so resetting to starting stacks effectively.
Back in effect here for Chance. Just desperately wants that LG, and psygib's like, no, no, that's not yours. Finally giving him the opportunity and missing out on the rail, so well done, Chance. And even just getting an LG, just had to put so much effort into that.
He needs a rail, that's the problem. You can't challenge for this Mega really with psygib defending the entry without a rail, and now with such a big split between the major items, he's gonna have to adopt that slow strategy we talked about and be safe and be cautious. But also, not just allow psygib to rotate the items, it's that balance on the defense. Setting up on top here, exactly what he needs to do. Just needs to hit some damage. Work his way across to the Mega.
Dodging rockets, making his way over the Mega is going to be worth it. Oh, no, okay, the dire warp. A little sticky there, but he does not give Sync Error a frag. So, well done to Chance, but he did burn the wall. psygib has to know that. Now he's caught out. LG on LG, swap to rockets. This should be death. And yep, no dire warp to save you. psygib just stares him down as he falls into the void. We'll split the credit between psygib and Sync on that one. It's off the spawn. Rockets flying out, able to get the frag. Chance, no chance with the nail gun. 4-1 for psygib. And this is danger territory right now. Mega to his back, can't take a fight. If Chance tries to push, it looks like he might set up a rail angle here. Just waiting patiently. Ooh, psygib almost had the shot. The read was there, the execution not so much.
Neither player really connected with any rails at the moment, but it does feel that Chance is trying to force the issue a little bit too much. He had a good minute there, as you said, on the defense, stabilizing when he had no items, worked his way slowly to the weapons, and then all of a sudden just tried to engage psygib. Not in the right position without doing any pre-damage, so just need to see him calm that down a little bit more, and this is exactly it. Catch psygib off guard a bit, instead of just going for
good rail
frontal engagements.
Full frontal indeed, that's our favorite here in Quake Pro League, as Chance puts a second one on the board with a good rail. Wins the heavy, and now the split is very Chance friendly if he can get back. He needs to be careful with the position. It looks like he already has. Now he's going to fight him down below. He has to go through the telly, potentially dire warp up. That's going to be risky. There's the push through the telly. There's the dire warp.
No!
No, it happened.
Oh man, that's painful. It's also painful to his chances, but once again, it felt like an unnecessary situation to be forced to go into such a dire orb, you know? Like, there was zero reason he needed to take such a big risk.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the best positioning, and I think he tried to bail himself out with maybe a cheeky rocket into dire orb play, and we saw how well that worked, so. Ooh, the shotgun through the telly, big damage. psygib should be able to get this frag, but really, really good damage. If Chance can just get the LG and push right before the heavy spawns, he has a chance here. Ooh, okay, makes it work, but the heavy does go to psygib, and Chance is just left extremely low.
Yeah, there's a long time before the Mega, so psygib can do even more damage just to force Chance away. Chance knows he needs to get something onto this. psygib going in aggressive, doesn't really have the right weapon. He's just got a nail gun and a machine gun. Manages to get it. There are pretty much even stacks after he's got this. Oh no, he didn't make the jump, so might have to miss out on this Mega. And
oh my god, that rocket from psygib.
some awkward engagements coming out here for the.
It's definitely slops, but there's still time, Dan. Only down 4. Chance trying to make something happen. There's the rail of the jump pad. Somehow psygib uses that double jump to at least aloft the rocket above and get some damage in return. Ooh, rail on rail. Chance will miss out on his, but he wants to put pressure on this heavy thing. He's going to push in. Is he going to get it? But the double jump, as you said, so strong.
psygib is becoming psygod and hitting everything. 2 big rockets to the face, followed up by 2 rails, and suddenly we're on a 9-3 scoreline. Almost reminiscent of the last game where it felt relatively close for large periods, and then Chance again just making these reckless moves that are getting punished by the slick styles of psygib.
I don't know if this is tilt or not, but it's definitely not good for Chances. He's trying to survive here. psygib like a serial killer on the hunt, 10-3. And again, it's very, very similar to the first map, right? It's pretty close, it's pretty defensive, it's pretty calculated into I'm just going to push you because either I'm tilting or I'm miscalculating your stack, but either way, it's ended up in psygib's favor both times so far. psygib now on the back foot, makes the jump to Mega and hits the rail. Wow.
I think your point about psygib's reps in the QPL is summed up by the way Chance is playing. You can see he's got all the skills needed, but he's just being pulled apart by moves that might work at a lower level. You know, in your ranked games, even in Challengers League, making these very risky moves could work, and if they don't, you just reset and go again. But if they don't work at this level, which they generally won't, you don't get that breathing room to reset. psygib was all over Chance every time he gets a frag, and once again, he's got most of the items to work with. He's hitting more shots.
Oh, the float to the heavens. Oh, to the heavens. Is the rocket jump up? Is psygib going to get away? Oh, and he still can't finish it. Somehow, psygib lives, and that's just got to be such a kick in the teeth, Dan. You're already down so much. Potential to get a frag and maybe start something, even though it's far-fetched, and psygib does stuff like that. And I think you're right. The Dire Roar plays a little bit too Hail Mary. Maybe they do work at lower levels, but here in the Pro League, psygib's having absolutely none of it.
Styling on him now with the 180 flick rail, no scope.
Oh boy. Well, barring an absolute miracle, Chance is already down 0-2. Okay, that's a start.
I tell you what, buddy. If by the end of this series psygib wins and he just slips on his shades, I will lose my shit.
It's over. That's going to be the gif of the century. Very well may see that happen here. psygib just double jumping around towards a map 2 victory here. Chance does take him out with the rockets, but 11 frags left. Anybody in the chat thinks there's still time? Well, you're wrong. I'll take Dan's spot this time and say you're absolutely wrong. He's running out of rockets. The options are very, very limited right now. And just going toe-to-toe, I feel like mechanically, as we kind of guessed, psygib just has the edge. Even if stacks were even if he were to go toe-to-toe, you know, LG rockets, I feel like psygib's getting the best of them. Little Dire Roar play here, kind of cheeky, but psygib ready for it, instant melt.
I think and that's exactly a perfect summary, right? Like, there was some sick plays here and there where psygib just styled on him, but there were just times where Chance made it too easy by taking risks that were unnecessary.
Oh,
yes!
He's willing to die for that frag, Dan.
I would be. That's the way to do that. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. Chance made it too easy. He took too many risks. He tried to force issues that weren't there to be forced, and psygib just punished him. He played really simple, but just punished Chance for mistakes.
Just trying to get some consolation frags, get something going. And psygib saying no to that as the LG just electrifying from psygib. Can't hit any rails. Chance just needs to take a deep breath. I'm a little worried, Dan, that we may be seeing that kind of transformation into full tilt mode army from Chance.
If we do, then it's I'll get my next boulder pasta pretty soon.
Carbo loading throughout the weekend because it's going to be a long one. I like it. Chance will get in on this potentially last heavy. But yeah, I mean, the story of this one I just feel like is a little bit of everything. Items, mechanics, everything. It feels like I don't even know exactly where the breaking point is. Whether it's 3-4 minutes in or whether it's a certain amount of frags. But once Chance tips, it's over. He just starts feeding 1 to 2 frags, then controls out of his hands. That leads to more frags, and it's just this horrible down, almost like falling into the void. It's almost this horrible downward spiral. And going 0-2 against psygib, he has got to figure out how to stop that. He needs to put this next map on the board. It's do or die.
might be tilt, might not be tilt, and it's definitely a viable strategy, and was a much more viable strategy during the Quake 3, Quake Live days. But there are more utility, more ways to restack. It can be a harder task unless you're a heavy champion to pull that body to the wall strategy off. And again, once or twice off the spawn is fine, but consecutively, if you're getting punished, as you said, it just snowballs. But it was just times where in the mid game, like these type of fights where psygib is ready for Chance to make these moves, and yet Chance still just...
Oh, he hit him with the salute. Oh
he
boy.
is such a baller. But
Somebody clip that.
Chance just walks into psygib time and time and time again. And you just can't do that against someone that is in the QPL, and particularly someone as gifted mechanically as psygib. He's always going to Shut up.
Psygib's on top of it.
Oh,
today.
shut up,
Psygib's on top
Psygib.
of it. I want the compilation of Psygib reaction webcam gifs, please, on my desk by the end of this set, chat. I'm trusting you. He goes up 2-0, Dan. He goes up 2-0. He has all the answers. Chance has to fight back somehow. Going into Awoken, it's going to be Eisen versus DK. Do you think the Great Balls of Fire are going to give Chance a word in edgewise here in this best of 5?
Definitely causes chaos, right? Like you said, the burst potential, it could just give you an in into a game where you're completely shut out. So that's always there. And Timmy and Eisen is just a nice, stable champion. We see Avik first picking Eisen on any map. That's how much he values Eisen. And it shows you, if you can play Eisen well, he's a very, very good champion. That turret can cause mayhem in any fight. Like, you just chuck it in front of you, walk into a room, people have to shoot the turret. Like, you get a free entryway. So that simple tactic allows psygib a way to fight, but you never know what the Death Knight's going to bring, and if you can play him well. And I'm sure Chances will be practicing, and that's why he's picking him. But in a best of 5, best of 7, that kind of territory, you're always forced to pick champions you might not want to. And I don't know how good he is to maximize that skill of Death Knight. We'll have to see.
We will see indeed. Again, psygib looking to close this out 3-0 and retain a spot in the Quake Pro League. If you're a Chance fan, make some noise in the chant, because he's going to need all of your energy. Now,
wow,
the question is
very southern.
very southern down here, the Quake Pro League. Now, I'm afraid that Chance is going to tilt a little bit and start rushing with Death Knight and assuming that the Flame Strike is going to do everything for him. I hope I don't see that. I mean, it is a great ability, but you still got to hit your shots. You still got to rely on items. He's been a little weak on those. We'll see, Dan. But yeah, it's we'll see if it's going to be Southern Comfort for Chance or just a boot to the ass on the way out.
I mean, if you're doing that, that's the equivalent of putting all your prediction points on black right there. Oh no, he's pulled up the shades. Fuck!
Oh yeah. Well, I know you said you're just going to lose your shit, but maybe you should blend up some more chicken and salute, because this could be the transformation that we've seen into psygod. Is this his final form, Dan? We will see shortly as the machine gun from Chance. Decent damage at first here, but psygib's not afraid, especially with this momentum. Misses with the rail, a little bit more chip damage from Chance. This is doing a good job, and this is exactly what you're talking about. Timmy catches him off guard, and just like that, Chance is just super low.
Ooh, gotta calm down. But not a good start for Chance, as psygib is just balling around the map, balling on camera. And here comes the Death Knight. As you said, is he just going to run in with the flames? Yes, he is, and they weren't very effective. 2-0, 1 minute in. psygib full control, both major items. Good split on them. What can Chance do now?
LG. Not so bad, but Heavy is at psygib's back. Rotation between the items being gigantic.
Yeah, and we know how good psygib is on this map. We normally saw him actually picking this in the QPL. And wow, connecting with everything.
It's just pretty. It's just pretty, and I feel like it's going to be the pain train right now, Dan. 4-0, a minute 40 seconds in. Chance has to slow this down. He's trying to right now. He does have rockets. There's the Flame Strike. There's better use of it, but the rail, the damage from psygib. Ooh, okay, last rocket as well. This could be a frag. 16 HP psygib. Let's be very, very careful here. The Chance is so weak. Can't really aggress. He might get caught out in the LG room. psygib knows something's up. And wow, that rocket.
Yeah, and this is already looking painful. His Chance has not got an in on the items. Has only he's up there with. He's actually got a rocket, so he can fight this. But the turret goes down. It's still a long time before the item. Wow.
It's not even a tri-bolt, it's just a do-bolt for psygib. He's hitting everything, nothing matters. Pushing in with rockets, swaps to LG, has the stack to switch it up, almost converts with the tri-bolt. Just reading Chance well, moving around the map well. It is... Oh, Dan, this could be a real bad time.
It's like it was 5 times as many items as Chance already, 2.5 minutes in.
Yep, and it doesn't get any easier here. So he steals away that mega. Chance had the flame strike, had the position. Now he has Timmy launching bullets into his backside, but the rocket somehow comes out on top of Chance and gives him maybe a shred of hope, and psygib takes it away, and it's gone.
Oh no, this could be really brutal. Chance doesn't find a way to get in. Oh my gosh. It's at that point now where he almost has to keep doing what he's doing, and it's not working. So it's really difficult to see when you've already given up this level of a lead, what you do now.
You just keep bashing your head against the wall, because you're absolutely right. You're 9 frags down. You can't just play slow and steady. That's out the window.
Yeah, but that's what you should have done. But the shades are on, and it's over.
Oh. Yeah, well, now we know. When the shades are on, it's going to be a bad time. 9 frags down, 4 minutes in, just under here. It's Chance still fighting his way to this heavy. Doesn't want to give up quite yet. LG going to ride the lightning. Chance with good rockets, but doesn't really stand a chance as psygib takes that frag. Almost gets rail off the spawn, but luckily for Chance, he's nowhere near that spawn. But the flame strike right in the face. Great balls of fire dropping down to the 25 in the nick of time here is psygib. So Mega goes to Chance. Rotation between the items is decent, and psygib's weak. This is the best opportunity to get back into this, but he has to capitalize on everything.
Yeah, to put it very politely, he has to capitalize on everything.
It just has to be perfect. You have to read off the spawn well and convert, and I don't think we've seen that form of Chance today in the last 2 maps.
No, we haven't. But we have seen plus forward, which is exactly what he needs to do, but it needs to be calculated with it. And he now has a sizable stack, so if he can convert off this cleanly and snowball, you never know. There's still 5 minutes to go.
Even the rail, nothing is free as psygib returns it. 35 HP psygib. I feel like he's just been weak for so long.
No way, no!
Read into the rail, psygib, what are you doing? Chance can't buy a rail right now. Oh my god, he almost eats another one. Please, Chance, stop it. He's stuck in the corner now. psygib is just going to push with the shotgun. Finally, Chance standing his ground, but at what cost, Dan? That is just such incredible damage.
Yeah, I think if psygib converted that frag, I would have just quit the server. Straight up, just quit.
psygib making Dan feel a certain way, as most of chat, I would imagine. 12-3. Psy God has come to play. Not the season we'd expect, but again, when his back's against the wall and you're trying to take some food out of his mouth, you're not taking his paychecks, Dan. You won't. It's Chance trying to make something happen here, and he does. The rail saving his life as psygib bullying him off the mega, but he's so incredibly weak. Every time we've seen him get a frag, it hasn't been clean at all. Good rail, still 41 HP as the machine gun rages on from psygib. Nice little rocket jump here, but he needs to be super duper careful. He shouldn't be here. He's almost jumping in all these rockets. I'm so clenched right now, Dan. Oh, good rocket.
Ooh, nearly gets a frag, but still, every one of these pushes, he's taking so much damage that it sets him back a full minute. And then eventually they're
it was a layup. You needed that.
They're basically trading.
Yeah, psygib making Chance pay the price every single time. And Chance, sometimes when your opponent isn't moving, those are the hardest rails to hit, to be honest. 12-4, trying to find his way back in here. Closing in on the 7-minute mark. Good rail. Now he jumps down to the cutoff. Good play here for Chance, but the LG, the whipping choice was not the best. Jumping down with the rail. psygib capitalizes on that.
And that's a GG. That's like you lose all the air in your lungs when that happens. I mean, it was a very, very, very thin chance, but you just get shut down like that, you have to start again. Nah.
Dan's calling it here. But we still have 2 minutes 50 seconds of the pain train as psygib might want to put up a triple 20. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what he has planned for Chance. 63 HP, 25 bubble in hand, still railable. Chance needs to be very, very careful here as psygib looks to have reclaimed his spot in the Quake Pro League, barring any kind of absolutely bonkers event.
Yeah, well played. I mean, this is the psygib we should have seen all season. This is the psygib we know can come into play. And we saw it too far, too thin. Not often enough. But as you said, a lot of those scores were close. So I'm sure he will have learned a lot of lessons being in the situation. It's never nice being in relegation. But he's brought his A game today. And I want to see more of this psygib.
Absolutely.
Psygib, the
push
Quake
around.
champion.
Oh yeah.
Calling it.
All right. Book it. Everybody out there. Predictions are locked from Dan. psygib has locked his position in the QPL for at least another stage here. As a minute 30 seconds until we can officially call it the 3-0 for psygib, as we've seen the evolution via webcam. The aviators are on. He's in the zone. There's no stopping him.
I still think he should have slit them on slowly as he won. That would.
I mean, we got the finger wag, we got the salute. What else do you want, Dan? This man is a showman. He's playing out of his mind right now.
I wanted to create a rap video.
I mean, we could arrange that a little later. I'll call my agent here. His Chance just getting pushed away, just bullied. Can't hit the rails. The flame strike won't stop psygib. A little bit of machine gun funk through the fire and flames, and not the showing we wanted from Chance at all. Especially if you're a Chance fan, you know that he could play up to psygib's level a lot closer, but I really think it was the reps that we're talking about. Some of the plays we saw work against lower tiers, maybe matchmaking, things of that nature, but against Quake Pro League players, that stuff will not fly, and it will actually be extremely punishable.
Yeah, no, that's always definitely a big part of it. I mean, I know from experience, I've done this before, and there are moves that can work against less as good opponents.
Oh no!
And there are moves that, even if they don't work, as I said, you have that breathing room to reset and go again, where against players of this caliber, you just don't have that. And unfortunately for Chance, he's going to have to go back and obviously start from square one, but definitely got all of the ingredients to make it at some stage into the QPL. It's just needs to reflect on his style.
Completely agree. Everything that he needs there, similar to Hell. I mean, I know the Hell game was a little bit closer, but he's been there before. He has everything he needs. He just needs to clean it up, and I think reps. I'm sure we're going to see him in stage 3, but for now, psygib puts the stamp on it and says, this spot is mine. 3-0 over Chance. Done, dusted, in the books. And yeah, there's not much else to say. psygib kind of styled on him a little bit. Chance taking those risks after a while, kind of just breaking down, maybe. I don't know what you want to call it, Dan, but either way, we saw it consistently throughout 3 maps.
Yeah, and I think psygib is one of the, I mean, every player is, but psygib, one of the most so, is a momentum-based player. When he starts to feel himself and get into that groove, you can just see him really fill with confidence and begin to do things that not a lot of other players can. And the way Chance was playing it gave him that momentum, because Chance was going at him aggressively, making some of the shots easy, allowing psygib the space to be creative and to hit these flashy shots, and that just gave him that momentum. So Chance almost gave it to him. That's why playing something like Base or a CNZ, where you have to grind for every frag. You never get into that kind of mindset and that momentum-based game. So I think the way in which Chance is playing actually suited psygib down to the ground.
Well, we'll see what Wheat has to say about that as well. Let's welcome him back. Wheat, what do you think?
I mean, you guys pretty much said it all, but I think the scores speak for themselves, and I really do believe that what ZSX said about that momentum, that was really clear from game number 1. Now, I think we could all say that there was many opportunities where Chance just decided that his best course of action was to throw, himself at the problem. That did not work out. psygib was ready for that, and I just think after that first round grout, basically that first map, it was going to go that way from the beginning. And we also agree that Chance is someone who's been around for a while. He does have skills. Maybe there's a bit more refinement that is needed, but you don't make it through challengers without some skill set that is adequate enough to be able to do that. So psygib proves himself. I hope he can take this momentum not only through the rest of Stage 2 finals, but also into Stage 3 as well. I know that Stage 2 wasn't exactly how he wanted to perform, but we got it all from him. The frags, the great plays, the sunglasses even came out. So congratulations to psygib. And gentlemen, it means that our 4 challenger matches are now officially done and over, and everyone managed to secure their spot with the exception of Dewey, and that opens up the doors to be welcoming in Sib to the America side of the QPL. So congratulations to all of the challengers who played today. Congratulations to those who kept their spots, and congratulations to Sib, who gained a spot. And also just a big shout out and thank you to everyone who did play throughout the Challenger qualifiers. It's just awesome to see players continuing to grind, get better, and try to earn their spot into the QPL. So, gentlemen, now that the Challenger series are over, it means that we get to move into the round of 24 and into the round of 16. And we're going to take a break, but when we return, it is going to be Cooler versus Maxter, a great way to kick off the round of 24. Very excited for this one. We're going to take a quick break, grab a snack, maybe a bio break. When we come back, day 1 of the QPL Stage 2 finals continues right here. Don't go away.